Okay. All right. Oshio, welcome to the Red Road East. I'm your host, Feerce Truth-Seeker. The Red Road East is an indigenous TV program dedicated to archiving and preserving the history, legacy, and culture of the original peoples of the Americas east of the Mississippi River and the Caribbean. So, today we have a very special guest, and this particular guest is a very powerful healer, and he's well traveled, and he is also the son of a dear elder of mine, okay, Mother Quallah uh, Kutchera, Sacajawea Howard, okay, one of our dear Cherokee Arawak elders, okay. So, without further ado, I am going to introduce Tahyani. Tahyani, Oshio.
Oshio family Oshio. Hi.
How you doing?
Very good, man. Very good. Feeling
That's
blessed as
good.
always.
Good, good. Yeah, man, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. I've had your
Thank you.
mother on the show as well. Not on the screen, but on a telephone conference, and
Right.
hopefully we'll be able to get her on the screen as well pretty soon. Yeah.
Couple of months. She's going for a knee replacement surgery first.
Okay.
We're
Okay. So,
just getting her health in tip top shape, and then she'll feel more comfortable.
okay, that sounds great. That sounds great. I'll be looking forward to it. And I'll definitely keep her in my prayers and affirmations.
Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, so now let's talk about you. So you are the star of the show and the man of the hour right now. And I want to talk about your background as a healer. I know you just recently moved back to the States, back to the US. You were living in Sweden, I believe.
No, Australia.
Australia. Sorry. Yeah. It was Australia. Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I left in 1999. Um, as you may know, that we're from New York. Uh, and anyway, I was born in New York, and spent most of my life there. But in 1989, I decided to go overseas, and I've been living in Australia. And Australia gave me many good opportunities, and I was able to
Mm,
build myself up. But when I left, I took with me already my knowledge. I took with me already my skills.
mm,
Um, so when I got there, um, I got into other businesses. I ended up doing
mm,
property buying and selling. I ended up doing finance brokering, but all the while, uh, people were still coming to me for their health advice, things like that. That goes back to my initial training. I was trained in anatomy and physiology. I didn't want to be a doctor, so I didn't like sitting in an office and listening to people's problems, where I could be out in the community and helping those problems. So yeah, so I ended up with a massage certificate. With the massage certificate, I learned about how to manipulate all of the muscles. And when I manipulate the muscles, what am I doing to the body as a whole? You cannot do one thing to the body without it affecting something else.
right.
That's impossible. And it doesn't matter what anyone says, but it's impossible. So there began my journey in healing. Um,
Mm,
with that bit of knowledge, I took that, and as a matter of fact, in school, I went to the Swedish Institute of New York, and at the time, that was number three in the U.S. Later, Now it's recognized as number one.
Mm.
um, but that's, let me see. I guess I'm 30, 31 years now in this field.
Mm.
Um, yeah. So ultimately, I ended up setting up two massage salons dedicated to healing people. That was in Sydney, and uh, and later I went to, after my divorce. Unfortunately, I'm divorced. Um, After that, then I ended up in the Philippines, 17 countries, but I did business between the Philippines and China. And in the Philippines is when I began understanding my more of my potential. Um, I had a stroke patient. It's funny. It's funny how, you know, everything is given to you when you ask. I was outside of my salon, and I had a client come by whose mother had a stroke. And I said, "Bring your mother to me. I want to try. I think I can do it. I think I can help her. Bring her to me." And the guy never did. But 2 weeks later, a stroke patient walked in. Didn't walk in. Like, stroke patients have that particular hip throw. They keep throwing their
Mm.
hip. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Arm is stuck in this position,
Mm-hmm.
and they're throwing their hip to walk. That's because there's really no movement. So the leg is more for balance, but they throw their hip to make to swing the leg so they can walk. So the leg is alive, but it's just not functioning. And it's
Mm.
the same with the whole side of the right side of this person's body. It was alive but not functioning.
Mm.
So so I began to work on this guy for. I worked on him for 3 hours on a Sunday night, and his family had accompanied him. Guy was he had the stroke 4.5 years before he met me. He had 2 years of physical therapy, and he had zero results. So with that, um, I usually just let my hands do the work. I don't.
Mm.
When you give me information as a client, as a patient, as a person, when you give me information, I take that information, but ultimately I let your body do the talking. So uh, with that, I worked on him for 3 hours. The result was not so great. It was very, very, very minimal. He had small movements, nothing to brag about, nothing to speak about.
Mm.
But I asked him to come back in 2 days. So he should have come back on Tuesday, but he did not. He came back on Wednesday. When he came on Wednesday, I had the answers. I understood the body by then. So when he laid down on the table, I went to work. And when I finished, he walked out of my office. Um,
Mm.
the guy was paralyzed on the entire right side of his body.
Oh wow.
And what I did was I basically paid attention to his nervous system, and I woke it up. I just woke it up,
Mm.
right?
Wow.
So yeah, once the messages are passing through the body, then the body knows what to do. Anyone,
Mm.
I'm a healer. I'm a healer, but in truth, the real healer knows that he is only reminding the body to do the work. Wake up.
True.
Let's get back to work.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone who says they have the special gifts and powers and authorities and bestowed upon them, yes, we do. If we're true, we know that in truth, all of these gifts that come to us is meant for you to do the work to yourself. The body is designed to survive for 1,000 years. That's the design.
Mm-hmm.
Viruses, bacterias, the body is designed to beat all of that. As long as we know what to do, as long as we know how to take care of the body. And this is what I can do. If you've somehow along the way became misguided, went off your journey, your path, and you've put the wrong foods in the body, or you've neglected a certain diet or exercise, or stress levels became too elevated, or something. Your body must accommodate for that and account for that. And when
Mm-hmm.
it does, something may suffer. That's why you might get diabetes, or you might have a heart infection, or you might become paralyzed with a stroke. So when these things happen, somebody should just remind the body, okay, wake up, let's get back to work.
Mm.
That's what I do.
Wow. Now, um what had
I think I lost you. Hello?
sorry about that. What initially motivated you to become a healer?
It's always been inside of me.
Mm.
Um, Growing up in the Bronx, New York, I'm around a lot of tough guys.
Oh, you from the
Um,
BX? You from that's where I'm at in the Bronx.
that definitely, definitely,
Boogie down Bronx.
absolutely, bro. Love it. Um, and even though I've been to 17 countries, New York is
Wow.
my heart. New York is my heart.
Mm. Wow.
So what motivated me was um, I've always I've always been the nice guy. I've always been the one who I don't like fights. So I'll use my words. Or if I see two people fighting, I'll be the one in the middle, and I'm saying,
Mm.
stop it. Let's work it out somehow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, my hands are always last. My hands are the last to go.
Mm.
To be fired off. So um, my family thought that when they took me to Times Square when I was a kid, I was running through Times Square. Everybody's going through Times Square, bumping shoulders, boom, boom. We're all tough, right? You got to be tough. New York has its own soul. I
Mm-hmm.
was the run. I was the one going through the crowd. Excuse me, excuse me. I didn't want to touch.
Mm.
I didn't want to offend. So I've always been like that. But I've always known inside of me, I'm going to do something for the people on a massive scale. I just
Mm.
didn't know what it was going to be. And
Wow.
what made me go to school to learn the body, I've always wanted to be a doctor. My mom, she'll tell you that when I was 13 years old. Um, but I had a job. I was a toll collector on the George Washington Bridge.
Mm. Okay.
Okay. And one day I came in, and these two older women, they were kind of bickering. And so I went behind one of them and I just squeezed her shoulders. I was like, calm down, mama, calm down, you know? And she said, ooh, baby, you got them hands. Ooh, ooh, you should go and make some money with that. And I was behind. I went, money? I can make money, you know? So
Mm.
at night, I got off of work. I went straight home, opened up the newspaper, boom, school right there. I can
Wow.
learn this, and I can make money, and I can stop being a toll collector. I'm there. And
Mm.
that was yeah, that was part of my journey. It stuck out. It's just hit me like a ton of
Mm.
bricks. It hit me, went my way, and I excelled. I was better than three of my teachers in
Mm.
actual techniques. They showed us the techniques, and I just sort of went beyond. I just let my hands do everything.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. It's always been like that for me.
Mm.
You know, I'd
And
say
you say
in the I've
well, I'm
I've
sorry, go
had
ahead.
I'd say in the 30 years I had only one complaint from one female where she was on my massage table and she wanted me to go deeper. She wanted deep tissue.
Mm.
But as I said to you in the beginning, I pay attention to your body. So her body didn't require that. Her body
Okay.
required other techniques, which then would have led me to a deeper tissue. But
Mm.
she didn't want to wait. She had no patience. She was like,
Mm.
no, no, I want harder, harder down, harder down. And finally she just got off the table and left. And
Wow.
nothing I could do about it. I said, listen, if you don't like it, just don't pay. But let me go through the motions. But she didn't want that. So
Mm.
that was the only one. Everybody else loves it, loves the techniques, the combination. I even ran my own training for a couple of years.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Mm. Interesting. And you say you've been
Yeah.
to what, 17 countries?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Including the US. 17. So 16 others. Yeah.
Mm. Wow. And then what were some of those? You said the Philippines, I know Australia. What were some of the other countries?
Uh, all of Southeast Asia except for
Yeah.
Cambodia.
Wow.
Um, but I'm gonna go there, Cambodia, and I want to do North and South Vietnam.
Mm.
Um, what when I'm there, I try to be like locals. I don't want to be a tourist, and
Yeah.
so when I'm there, hanging with people and learning their ways, their culture, their personalities, their foods. When I'm there doing that, I always have my eye open for what's different,
Mm.
right? Because
Mhm.
whatever is different, if I can see, if I can see what's different in your body as opposed to in my body, for me, that's a learning experience because I might just get a new tool from you that I can learn to heal, that's going to help you to heal.
Mhm.
I'm not really worried about my own health. I just take care of myself. Um, but this is this is just how I am. This is just who I am. You know, sometimes or many times when people speak, the body must behave in a particular way that matches your words. So if the person is lying, the body could shift and move and twitch. And I, if I catch that, then I just get a sense that there's something not right in what you're saying. And so I'll
Mhm.
ask questions. I'll ask more questions so that you can answer it, not so I can accuse you of being untruthful, you know?
Yeah. Wow. And I know you're very excited about helping the community, and
Yes. I
you spoke
have a
about
couple.
that.
Yeah. So this is on a level that really needs to be kept only within our community. Um, it's very healing. It's very natural. And what I do is I create a medicine. I've already created the medicine.
Mm.
We're going to call it an anti-inflammatory, okay? Because
Okay.
that is safe for everyone. Uh,
Yeah.
everyone understands inflammation. So, as a quick explanation on inflammation, if you have inflammation in your body, something may suffer. Inflammation is like a puddle, and you can't see through the puddle, right? But
Mhm.
you don't need to see through the puddle. Your immune system needs to see through the puddle. If it can't see through the puddle, then it's going to have a harder time trying to eliminate and well, mostly eliminate things within the body that don't belong there. So if you can be totally inflammation free, then your immune system is free to do exactly what it's designed for, which is to protect the body of any foreign invaders. That could be synthetic medicines, that can be pesticides in the foods, that can be a virus or bacteria, that could be anything. Anything which doesn't belong in the body, the immune system has a particular response for. So, my medicine will get rid of the inflammation in your body, and then your immune system can do its job.
Mm.
Your organs can function properly. If all of your organs are functioning properly, the doctors call it homeostasis. You are now in homeostasis.
Mm.
If you're in homeostasis, basically you're of optimal health, you know? So,
Mm.
as an example, type 2 diabetes has a foundation in inflammation. So if you have inflammation and you have type 2 diabetes, you know that your real course of action is not that medication, but it should be to rid your body, your entire body, of inflammation, not taking turmeric and thinking that's enough.
Mm.
Now, it's not enough because when you rid the body of all the inflammation, you still have to support the body, support the immune system. You still need your vitamins and minerals and all of that. And one of the problems in the U.S. is that we don't get enough minerals in our body, in our diet.
That's
But
true.
there are a few foods and plant sources that provide what we need. The question is, do we get enough? Do we get the recommended daily allowance or more? Right.
Hmm.
So yeah, I take care of all of that. I've got that to the point where it's kind of like some Dr. Sebi level, and
Mm.
and for that reason, I don't want to say the accomplishments um, publicly.
Right,
But if
right.
anyone is ever interested, you can feel free to reach out to me. Um,
Mm. Yeah, I
I know.
understand where you're coming from with that.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
very well.
I,
And
I go on.
no, no, you go ahead.
No, I believe um, Dr. Sebi's mistake was that he didn't position himself properly. He didn't put a buffer. He didn't buffer himself. So
Mm.
uh, if he had a business promoting what he was doing, then they would have just shut down the business, and he'd
Mm.
still be walking among us.
Mm.
Because he didn't do that, he was the business.
Mm.
Because he's the business, they had to shut it down. They shut down the business.
Mm.
You know.
Yeah.
So we working on all these things, but quietly, privately, I'm still available to my community and only my community at the moment.
Hmm. Yeah, and um, just want to interject for a minute for those who are listening and who are motivated to leave a donation. I have the Cash App information here if you feel motivated to support the show. All right. And with that being said, with your business, do you are you where are you located? Where people who are interested in your services, how can they find you?
So as of now, I'm staying in Connecticut. Um, but if they want to find me, um, you can just drop me a text.
Okay, and I'll put that
Text.
I'll put that in the chat. You want to give that to me now so that I can put that
Sure.
in the chat. Mm-hmm.
A New York number 347 five seven
Uh-huh.
nine 7282.
Yeah, yeah, because I'm
Nice.
pretty sure that for the services that you provide, you know, you'll definitely have some people who are interested. You know, so there you have it.
Yeah. If there's a local who would like hands-on healing, meaning you've got a problem that the doctor can't solve. If you go to the doctor will assess you, and most often or not, he will provide you medication, provide you a prescription. If you go to a physical therapist, He will assess you, but then he will give you exercises to do. If you
Right.
come to me, I will assess you, but then I'll fix you. I mean, that's just what I do.
Mm.
I'll give you a small example. Someone who has something called frozen shoulder. Frozen shoulder is when your shoulder, you can raise your arm about that high and then everything locks. So you're doing this, right? Um, so they call that frozen shoulder. I've known people to go for 2 to 4 years of physical therapy to unlock the shoulder so that they can have full mobility.
Mm.
The last person I helped with that, he had mobility in about 5 minutes.
Mm.
So
Wow.
yeah,
That's amazing.
it's just reminding the body. It's like I'm happy to hear someone call it amazing. I'm happy to hear you call it amazing. For me, it's just reminding the body. Just got to tell the body what to do,
Mm-hmm.
and the body goes, "Oh, okay," and it gets
Yeah.
back to work. You know,
True.
so I don't understand why a physical therapist would take so long. Um, I don't really want to do 1 hour massages anymore, something like that. I mean, it's beautiful. I love it because I love what I do. I wish I could have it done back to me. But my students are overseas, and so I don't have any students here. So therefore, I don't get it. I don't get massages. Um, so now I'm just more particular to just assisting people to get back to their life. Whatever the body needs, I can help you with that. If I can't help, I'll tell you I can't help. I'll refer you to wherever I think you need to go, your doctor or whatever. Um, but if it's muscular, chances are I got you.
Mm.
Yeah. If it's
Nice.
internal, you need your blood work to clear up. You need uh, you need to get rid of a particular virus or something like that. Yeah, I think I got you too.
Mm. Wow.
You know.
Mm.
So I'll tell you how it started, right? So I was in the Philippines. Filipinos have everything grown on their island is very highly mineralized
Mm.
because the islands are very special. The islands, those islands come there are 7,000. There's 7,107 Filipino islands.
Mm.
Those islands were created from under the sea volcanoes,
Mm.
right? So these volcanoes they erupted and they formed these islands, and now you have Filipinos living there. So the Filipinos don't realize what they have. It's so special.
Wow.
Their islands are so highly mineralized. Like you've heard stories of, being in Caribbean country or any other country, and you can just grab the fruit of the trees and just eat it.
Mm-hmm.
Filipinos are the same, right?
Mm.
They poor, we're poor, we're poor, we're poor. For me, poor is when you can't eat,
Right.
right?
Exactly.
That's when you're poor, when you can't
Exactly.
eat. But Filipinos, no job, uh, you know, 10 years old clothing, but they're eating 3 meals a day plus two snacks.
Mm.
Many of us, we don't even get that.
Right. Exactly.
So the Filipinos, all of their agricultural products, all of it is high in nutrition,
Mm.
high in minerals. So I get some of those products, those agricultural products, and I've learned to make things. So I'm a chocolate maker. I've been making chocolate since 2011, right?
Mm.
More than 10 years. The chocolate that I make is healthy. I make healthy chocolate.
Mm.
So if you're worried about your diabetes, you don't have to worry because I don't produce it the way that commercial chocolate is produced, right?
Okay.
So here I am, I'm producing all this healthy chocolate. And all the while I'm always researching. I'm researching everything because I like to know that if I told you something that is fact.
Mm-hmm.
So uh, if I ever use words like I think, I believe, in my opinion, then you know that I'm on the right track, but I may may have something wrong with what I'm saying. But
Mm.
if you never hear these words from me, then you know that you can take comfort in knowing that I'm speaking exactly what I know. Like I've done the
Mhm.
research.
Mhm.
So with the cacao products, the health benefits are far more than what any advertisement will tell you. The
Okay.
advertisements on TV will tell you high in antioxidants. When you eat chocolate, you feel good. That's why women, they love chocolate when they're feeling sad or something like that. It makes them feel better. It's true; those are true. But there are some minerals in there, when kept pure, it's amazing for your body.
Mm.
Absolutely amazing.
Mm.
So cacao is one of my ingredients that I'm using. Um, anyway, I ended up producing face mask, face cream, body
Mm.
butter, tattoo protection
Mm.
from from the cacao,
Oh wow.
right? And what I learned was the antibacterial, antiviral, anti-inflammatory properties of this one thing. If you got a bee sting, you know you're gonna swell up that welt.
Right.
If you take my cream and you put it on, it'll go into like 15 minutes, no more bee sting.
Really.
Bee sting, mosquito bite, ant bite, cockroach bite, whatever bite you think of,
Mm-hmm.
it's antibacterial, antiviral, right?
Mm.
Anti-inflammatory. So immediately when you put it on, the itching will stop immediately, and then after that, all of a sudden, the redness goes away. That's the inflammation. It starts going down, and then the bacteria is gone. It eats up the bacteria, and you're fine. You just go about your day. You won't even know about it. You know.
Wow.
Um, so and the bee sting. The reason I mentioned a bee sting is because that's exactly what I did. I got stung by a bee on my shoulder
Mm.
right after, like right after I made my first creation.
Mm.
Like it was maybe a day later, and I was going through the woods in the Philippines. I was going through the woods, and a bee stung me, and I put it on, and I didn't even feel it. It was gone. So
Mm.
when I realized this is antibacterial, antiviral, anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, when I realized that, I started paying more attention to it and doing more research. And I found out that pharmaceutical companies are using some of this product, some of the agricultural product in their medicines, So when I found that
Mm-hmm.
out, I got into it even deeper. And
Mm.
then I started creating medicine. So now I have medicine that I make from these products, from natural products. I'll give you another silly example. I think everyone's heard of moringa.
Right.
Okay, moringa is incredible. It's a freebie. If you're a woman who's breastfeeding and the milk is not flowing, get fresh moringa leaves, throw it in a pot, boil it for like 15, 20 minutes, drink. You'll have a
Mm.
water. You'll have a milk fall. It'll just it'll just
Wow.
it'll just flow naturally.
Really.
It'll just flow.
Mm.
You can't even turn off the tap. You'll be and it won't stop. Just keep flowing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I mean, Mother Nature gave us everything.
True. True.
Everything that we need is right here. It's right in front of us. You just need someone to present it, someone to figure it out and present it. And
Yeah.
that was my gift. That's my gift in the moment to everyone who I can help.
Mm.
You know.
Now, those
Yeah.
products, those body products that you were talking about just now, you have those available for people who want to purchase them?
Yes, I do make. Right now, I'd like to focus on the face creams, not so much on the body butters,
Okay.
but I do have both face creams, body butters. It's all natural ingredients. There's only actually, to be truthful, there's only three ingredients, and they're all from plants.
Mm.
Um,
Nice. All
and so
natural.
what it does, all natural. So what it does, I don't even use soap on my face. In the mornings, if
Mm.
I don't shower, I just wash my face with water, hot water. Always use hot water. Always use
Mm.
hot water. let your pores get open. Your body requires this. All right. Always use hot water. Wash your face with hot water, damp dry it, put the face thing on, and go about your day. What it's going to
Mm.
do, it's going to not only, I call it a skin food, because not only is it going to moisturize you, it's going to protect you from sun damage. Um, if you happen to have any bacteria on your face, maybe you touch something, put something on your face, it's antibacterial. You don't have to worry about it.
Mm.
Um, so it's moisturizing your face, and also the minerals from the earth. Your skin is now eating that. Now, why is this relevant? It's relevant because if you're going to feed your body by way of your mouth, ingesting your food, if you're going to feed your body, right, that must go into your organ called stomach. If the food goes into your organ, stomach, and then distributes it, right? But how
Mhm.
about this? Your skin is the largest organ on your body.
Yes. Yes, it
So
is.
there it is. Feed your skin.
Mm.
So I actually call it, I'm saying it's like feed your skin, feed your face, why
Mm.
not? So give your face the actual nutrition that it
Mm.
requires and let it eat. Let it eat to its heart's content. Like just let
Mm.
it eat, and you will avoid the wrinkles, you will avoid everything that should not be there.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm. Wow. Yeah, and somebody, it's funny you talk about not using soap on the face because I remember, man, this was about maybe 30 years ago or more. Somebody had told me that he told me not to use soap on my face. He said just, wash it with water. And I was like, really? And
Yeah.
here you are saying the same thing, you know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So when you use soap on your face, obviously it's the chemicals in the soap are designed to strip your face. So we think that we're getting off the dirt, but we're actually getting off the oils, the natural oils. Your body
Hmm.
requires this.
What do you
So if
feel
you take,
about the? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you, wisdom. What do you feel about like the natural soaps, like black soap? These ones that you find in the health food store that doesn't have the chemicals. What do you feel about those?
I feel that they're fine. If it can't hurt you, then it's going to be fine.
Mm.
So my question is, what is it doing for me? And the
Mm.
only thing that I can really think of, I don't, I think that being natural, it's just a natural soap. I don't think of it as giving me something back. For me,
Mm.
it's all takeaway.
Okay.
I want something for me. I want something that helps me grow
Mm.
healthy, right?
Yeah.
So for me, it's about what can I give my body that helps the body continue to do its job every single day so that I can survive into my hundreds. In
Mm.
the Bible, if Noah lived past 500 years old, the hematologist that I heard from last year said that our bodies are designed to live for 1,000 years.
Mm.
The hematologist
Yeah.
said this, right?
Mm.
And I provide a medicine, including my face cream and things like that, including those,
Mhm.
because I am feeding the skin. I am nourishing the skin using the same ingredients, but I just rate the ratio is different, and then how it's prepared is different, right?
Mm.
But I'm using the same three ingredients across all my products,
Mm.
right? So this is
Yeah.
good. This is good. I have consistency, right?
Mm.
And even though I say I have consistency, I don't feel it's about me. I feel it's about what I can do for you,
Mm.
right? So I want for you to maintain your health. That's what I want. I want for you to stay healthy. I want for you to be here as long as you possibly can, as long as you're meant to be,
Mm.
right? That's what I want for you and for everyone else. Therefore, my product has to do that. Otherwise, I can't really say that it does that because then I'd be a liar,
Mm.
right? So,
True.
right. So uh, the thing that you have to protect most is your name. Mess up
Yes.
your name,
Yes.
mess up your name, mess up your life. That's it.
That's true.
Clear, right? So
Yep.
if I say I can fix your shoulder in 5 minutes, I better be able to fix your shoulder in 5 minutes,
Mm.
right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I'm a liar, and that's going to get blasted everywhere. Don't listen to this guy, right?
Right. Right.
If I say I'm going to give you a product that's going to help your diabetes or help your fibroids or help your something that starts with C, I don't know. Maybe y'all can think about it.
Mm.
If I say I got something that can help all of that, right? I
Mm-hmm.
better, I better,
That's true.
right?
That's
Okay.
true.
So in order to help that, well, let's put it this way: in order for your body to do its job and eradicate these things, I got to feed you something that's going to give your body the leeway to do what it needs to do.
Mm.
Right? Well, that's all I got to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to. I'm not trying to solve anything. I'm just trying to get something out of you so that your body can do what it needs to do. That's it. So it's not diet dependent. It doesn't depend on your diet. Although someone who has already been helped um, will absolutely say there's a part of your diet that needs to go with this. Um, and I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna agree because it can't hurt. If you improve your diet, absolutely you're gonna improve yourself, right? Um, I don't know. 3,000 years ago, let food be thy medicine. Let medicine be thy food.
Right. Right.
Right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to feed you something. I want to feed your skin something so that your skin can look like mine. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying I'm saying I'll be 56 next month, and I have
Mm.
no look. I don't look it. There's
No.
nothing
No.
here that says right.
Right.
Um, People who are using protein powders, creatine powders, things like that because they want to throw on that bulk. Well, um, I I can say that my normal weight was between 175 and 185,
Mm.
and I can say that since I've been on the product, my own product, uh, I just blew up to 220.
Wow.
I don't need the protein powders. I don't need all that. And all I do to maintain my strength and my health, because I want to go into old age gracefully and easily. As a matter of fact, I don't plan on getting old.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I just do 100 push-ups every day,
Okay.
right? That's my personal commitment to myself, right?
Mm.
And
Yeah.
I'd like to get in the gym and work out the rest of the body and keep that shape, get rid of the gut, whatever. But to maintain my strength, to maintain my sanity of thinking the numbers get there, but the body is not, that's what I do for myself.
Mm.
Okay. Um, my mom, I told you she's going for knee surgery, right?
Yeah.
Right. So last year, when I when I went to visit my mom, it's the first time I've seen her in over 20 years. And one of the reasons that I went is because my sisters called me up and they were like, "Yeah, we need to have a meeting." So I went and I sat down with my sisters, and I learned that my mom's left leg was blown up like a balloon,
Mm.
and I felt really bad about it.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't want anybody to know what she's going through. She's a very
Yeah.
strong, you know, and I
Mm.
believe she raised her kids that way too.
Yeah.
So I took the first thing smoking. I got down there. Um, my my medicine. So the medicine itself came into existence last year as a medicine. Prior to that, I just been using it for little things. You have a sore throat. Take this, kills the bacteria. You can't breathe. Take this, kills the bacteria. You can open up your lungs. You can breathe. Little
Mm.
things.
Mm.
But last year is when I had the uh, the results with the person with that letter C thing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and so therefore I gave it more thought as a particular medicine. And then I recognized, well, if I'm getting rid of inflammation and my mom's leg is totally swollen, maybe I'll get a result.
Mm.
So at that time, this was July or August last year,
Mm-hmm.
possibly August. At that time, I presented it to her and I said, "Take this; it's going to help you." She was already in the rehabilitation center. I said, "Take this; it's going to help you." And to prove it, I'm going to take it with you.
Mm.
So I've been on the product myself with my mom, and we've been doing it, and it's almost 1 year.
Mm.
Um, as with any supplement, I don't suggest that you stop taking it because then your body, if it hasn't, if your environment is lacking, then your body could revert backwards.
Mm-hmm.
So there are people who have been taking vitamin C since they were children, and they're still taking vitamin C because they believe it's going to prevent getting a cold. You know, these things. People take 1-a-day vitamins, right? These are supplements.
Mm-hmm.
Supplements leave your body anywhere between 8 and 18 hours. So
Mm-hmm.
they will stay in your body up until that long, a supplement. So now my supplement is a 1 a day. So anyway, so mom and I have been taking this product 1 a day, and she has no swelling.
Mm.
Her blood pressure has dropped. I mean, to normalize, normal.
Yeah.
Um, what it did for the arthritis, arthritis, Arthur, itis. Itis means inflammation of the arthur. Arthur is joint.
Mm.
Arthritis.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if there is no inflammation, you can imagine the point in the, let's say, the knee joint. There's a point where you have a problem, and the body is trying to solve that problem, and it puts swelling around it, fluid, inflammation around it.
Mm-hmm.
If there's no success for the body to alleviate the problem, then the inflammation grows because the body thinks that it has a big problem. So you've got inflammation around the entire knee. If you can imagine standing in a puddle of water and lightning strikes over there, but you're affected by that lightning strike, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it conducted through the water, right? So
Mm-hmm.
inflammation knee, you have a point here, which is the problem, and the pain, because we are electrical beings, the pain is resonating through the puddle of water, the inflammation, and all the nerves that are connected in there are being affected. Hence, the tremendous pain that people who have arthritis are experiencing.
Mm-hmm.
They only have one point of contact that's damaged or deteriorating or degenerating, but that problem is going through the water, affecting all the other nerves,
Mm.
right? So that's
Yeah.
the excruciating pain that you're going through. So now you won't feel that. You'll only feel that pinprick or that little point, the original point of pain, and it'll be so diminished. If it does come, it'll go away quickly,
Mm.
right? So that's the
Mm-hmm.
benefit of reducing inflammation in the body.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know, in terms of, I was starting to say something about creatine powders, protein powders, things like that. So uh, these are, you have energy and you have muscle growth. And
Mm-hmm.
these are coming from something called ATP. ATP stimulates your energy and stimulates your muscle growth. And the ATP comes from the mitochondria, which is within the cell near the DNA. If hypothetically, no, I'm lying. It's not hypothetical. It is. The hematologist said so. That's being stimulated with something that I'm making. So therefore, you're keeping your energy levels up and you are getting muscle growth. Hence why I've put on so much weight.
Mm.
It's not that, it's muscle growth.
Okay.
Muscle muscle is heavier than fat. Therefore, that's why I weigh so much more.
Mm.
Okay. So I didn't use creatine powder, protein powders, or something like that, it's already being stimulated because my product gets down into the DNA and the mitochondrial levels of your cell.
Mm.
So words from the hematologist were repairing and rejuvenating the cell. I'm
Now
trying to
that
speak,
product, oh, I'm sorry.
going.
That product for the muscle growth, you have that available now as well?
Yeah.
Mm. Nice.
Yeah. It's it does more. Yeah. It opens up your cardiovascular system so you don't have blockages. You're preventing stroke, you're preventing heart disease.
Mm.
People who use Viagra may not need to use Viagra because your blood vessels are all opened up, therefore you're able to perform, right? You
Wow.
don't feel the need to perform, but when you're ready to perform, it just performs. You're
Mm-hmm.
just ready. Things like that. There's so many benefits when your body is operating properly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Blood clots, no, unless you do something like you have trauma, like you have an injury, an impact that creates a blood clot. That's what you get when you get a bruise. That's a blood clot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, there's just so many different things, but just I hate to sound so generic, but if you just think about issues that come from inflammation, that's generally gone. Um, yeah, I that I've already told you about the C.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the other one with the H and the I, and that one I'm currently working with someone who's got that.
Mm.
And in about 3 weeks from now, we'll do a blood test to find out the results.
Mm.
You know, and if it's a good result, I kind of feel like it will be. Um, that's going to be a game changer. But I think with that C, it's also a game changer anyway.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
But I can update you on that um, in a few weeks.
Yeah.
There'll be a blood test. There'll be a blood test in about 3 weeks, and then 4 weeks later there'll be another blood test, and we'll compare those two blood tests to previous ones from before coming to me,
Mm.
and
Yeah. Well,
we'll see how it goes.
yeah. So we'll definitely have to get you back on, after that time, with those updates.
That's
Definitely this can't be the last time that you're on the show.
I appreciate that.
And
Thank you.
yeah, definitely looking forward to getting you back on. We're reaching the hour mark now, so we have to,
Time,
unfortunately, huh?
time flies. I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it.
Me either. You
Sometimes I
know,
feel like too much because I've been gone
no.
for 20 years, and now that I'm back here in Connecticut, which I've never been in Connecticut before, I don't really have friends here. So it's like I just work, I just do my thing. I'm here with my mom, I just do my thing, and
Hmm.
I haven't made the time to go out and socialize. Generally, I'm meeting people who have a problem, and I'm trying to work with them, and then I'm doing my things, So I haven't had that time to build rapport with people since I've
Hmm.
been back. My people now overseas in different countries, you know.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I'm back, and I'm looking forward to working with people if they so choose. I'm here for you. I just want my community to know that I'm here for you. Um, and I'll support your health or help you to support your health in any way that you need me to.
Mm.
I'm not running an advertisement. I don't know how to. I'm just your average man, maybe with special gifts in my areas, just like you all have special gifts in your areas. And if I found mine, you'll find yours, and we all just stay blessed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely. And I appreciate you coming on the show. And I'm definitely looking forward to when your mom gets better, having her back on the show. And for those in YouTube land who don't know, Tahyani's mother is adept in indigenous law. So for those of you who have questions about things regarding indigenous Americans from a legal perspective, you definitely will want to tune in when his mother is back on the show, because she's a walking archive, and she's got a whole museum worth of information, you know, and I'm not
Yeah.
going to spoil it, but she is, she's a powerhouse. So definitely tune in when I get her on the show once she heals up.
Yeah. Yeah. Mom has she has so much knowledge. It surprised me. Like I had no idea that she knew as much as she knows. Like I'm totally impressed. Totally impressed. You know, I can talk about the body, but she can talk about nature, American Indians, our histories, your histories. She'll make connections. I was over in Mongolia, and when I let mom know that I was in Mongolia, she was like, "Yeah, we have connection. The Mongolians are connected with Native Americans and blah blah." And then I spoke to the Mongolians about that, and they were like, "Yeah, yeah, the Native Americans." And then because they knew a little bit about my hands-on healing back then, no medicine at that time, and they were like, "Yeah, you're like shaman," and they were like using words that we use. These are
Mm,
Mongolians. Mongolians, they're between Russia and they're between Russia and China. Is Mongolia, like they're there, they're gone. Like where are you, right? But they're also pretty much in touch with nature, like very
mm,
well, and they have a lake over there that's deemed to have the purest water on the planet.
mm.
It's incredible, you know.
Wow.
So I believe that after hearing from them, apparently Koreans come from Mongolians,
Mm,
right? Like that was amazing. Find that out. There's
mm,
Koreans seem to have this blue dot on their back, and that comes from Mongolians.
mm.
So they're I don't know, they're like a baby generation, an offshoot. Somebody just started walking east and left Mongolia and created Korea. It was like kind of like that,
Is that
you
that
know.
Mongolian spot that people are talking about now? The thing on the back.
So it's a blue dot or something. Yeah, yeah,
Mm, mm,
yeah.
mm,
All they say all Koreans have that Mongolian spot. Yeah,
mm, mm.
I don't think it's real. I think it's real from what they told me about it. Yeah,
Interesting, interesting. Yeah, well, it's been a pleasure, man, and we're gonna have you back on the show, and I'm looking forward to it. So until the next time, you know, um, those in TV land, YouTube land, you have his contact information. I know that there are some of you who have health issues. I'm pretty sure a lot of you, you know, don't hesitate to reach out to the brother. Okay. So, Tahyani, we'll see you soon. I'm going to put you
I look forward
backstage
to
as
it.
I, yeah, I'm going to put you backstage
And
as
I'll
I
make
close
myself
out the show.
available to everyone. Okay.
Okay.
Don't
Appreciate it.
die, family. Don't die.
Don't die. Yeah, family. So that was Tahyani, and it was a pleasure having the healer on the show. And as I said, we will have him back. Okay. And for those who are generous enough to leave a donation to support the Red Road East to help us with, bringing you good information, and some of the future projects that we're working on, I've provided the Cash App and PayPal information here. And I'm going to now close out the show. And I thank you all for joining us today. And I'll close out by saying, until the next time, Doda Dog, eh.